Hello again. This week I bring some fascinating news that has come out of the United States recently. It appears that Donald Trump is now seriously pushing for deep sea permits to be fast-tracked to allow the United States to mine the underwater seabeds surrounding the United States and its exclusive economic zone so that it may secure the rare earths and critical minerals that it feels it needs to maintain its hedge over the rest of the world in things like artificial intelligence. Now, this is not new. For decades, many nations around the world have been scouring the oceans to see what's there. But it's one that's heavily regulated, an area where the short and long-term environmental impacts are not well understood. But this is not going to stop Donald Trump and the Americans by the looks of it. Now, many people are pushing the narrative that this opens a new dawn to the commodity super boom that we've been experiencing over the last few years. That this is the last great untapped natural resource that is yet to be exploited by mankind. According to Donald Trump, it just makes perfect sense from his point of view. It should be the Americans that are leading this race and, as a happy bystander, undercut their current dependence upon China for many of the critical rare earths that they need for their society. Now, this week's newsletter is a bit of a myth buster because I'm going to posit that actually it doesn't matter because of two very specific reasons. Now, what those reasons are, you'll find in the newsletter. Below the video here, there's a description box. There is a bit.ly link that will take you to the newsletter. I ask you to please click, read, and enjoy it. While you're there, of course, hitting the like and subscribe button always helps us to get our message out. The biggest issue here, notwithstanding the geopolitical angle, which Trump seems to have embraced, of regardless of whether you're friend or foe, completely shaking up the status quo, is his order of the day. Rather, it's one of timing. The biggest issue to this is, of course, the ending of the current 18.6-year real estate cycle, but also more importantly too, the large 50 to 60-year Kondratiev wave. And that's what I bring to your attention in this week's newsletter. So I think it's quite timely because I feel this is just the beginning of the noise that will come from news media and social media concerning the Americans trying to push their dominance of underwater seabed mining. It's very interesting, and of course, if you didn't know anything about the real estate cycle, it makes perfect sense. It is one of the last great areas that have not been exploited by mankind, and who knows what kind of riches are ultimately down there. But this one, arguably, is probably doomed to failure. And this newsletter will explain to you why. All right, thanks very much for your time. Hope you get something out of this newsletter, and I will, of course, catch up with you next week. Cheers.